He says here, 10, bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest. Watch this. 11, he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord. Now let's just break this down real quick, and then I'm going to add some gravy, and we're going to shout in here. First of all, in order for God to honor it, it had to be given to the priest. All right? Somebody need to write that. First fruit has to be given to the priest. It is a principle that God has already designed for the exchange. In order for first fruit to be activated, in order for the grain to be activated, it had to specifically be placed in the hand of the priest. So that negates the argument that the preachers are crooked. Because God said, I ain't blessing nobody who don't, first of all, bless my man. It had to be given. Ezekiel 44 and 30 says, give it to the priest and let the rest in your house be blessed. All right. Okay. 2, it was given in conjunction with the Passover feast. Let's go to Numbers real quick. Numbers chapter 15. Put your finger there. Let's go to Numbers chapter 15. Is that where I want to go? Numbers chapter 15, look at verse 17. Again, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land to which I bring you, then it shall be when you eat of the bread of that land that you shall offer up a heave offering to the Lord. Okay, now we see that it had to be in conjunction with the feast of the Passover. Thirdly, the priest had to wave it in his hand. First thing, they had to bring it to the priest, right? It had to be given in conjunction with the feast of Passover. In other words, first fruit had to be given as a sign of things getting ready to pass over your life, but it won't kill you. Because the enemy is always lurking to destroy what God is getting ready to bless. But God said that if you give the first fruit during the feast of the Passover, I will cause the death angel to pass over your house, but it ain't gonna touch you. Somebody say, help me, Pastor. Thank you. I'm glad you asked me. We are now in the state of Michigan, and we're going through a recession where they're laying off thousands of people at Ford, GM, and Chrysler. But God said, in spite of the recession, I am getting ready to give you a feast in the midst of the famine. In other words, my God, they're going to get the pink slip, but God said, I'm not going to let you get it. They will get cancer, but you're not going to get it. Their children will drop out of school, but your children will not drop out of school, because God said that when the death angel passes over, it will see the blood and say, I cannot come in there. I can't touch her. I can't mess with him. Look at somebody and tell them, you anointed and you don't even realize the blood is on your life, and that's why the devil can't mess with your children. He been trying to kill our children day in and day out. My wife took my son to the doctor just yesterday, and the doctor told my wife, your son has asthma. She came home and told me, and I began to say, the devil is a lie. I'm the anointed of God. My son is going to play football. My son is going to play basketball. I don't care what the doctor say. I'm giving my first fruit today, and when the death angel passes over my child, he gonna have to look at somebody and tell him, God's gonna make it back up.